welcome. Yeah! So without further ado, please bring up our first guest. He is an actor, singer, and Navy veteran here today to discuss several roles, including Dry Bowser, Paper Bowser, Mini Bowser, Dark Bowser, Dreamy Bowser, and Bowser. Please welcome back one of our best convention buddies, Mr. Kenny J. Next, she is an actress here today to discuss the roles of Toad, Toadette, Baby Peach, and of course, Princess Peach herself. Please welcome the always lovely Samantha Kelly! Hello, my dear. Hello. And finally, he is an actor who's credited by the Guinness Book of World Records as the most video game voiceover performances as the same character. Today joins us to talk about that signature role as well as several others, including Luigi, and Mario himself. Please welcome everyone's friend, Charles Martinet!
Hello, it's me, Mario.
Oh my God!
Wait a minute, Mommy said say something nice. Oh yeah. I did it. And where Luigi? I always go last. And baby Mario, let's go. Wahoo! Gosh, what a great time. You guys are amazing. First of all, let me say thank you so much for playing my games. And thank you so much for being here. I always do this, if you know me. I'm really grateful to Nintendo for giving us this amazing opportunity to play these parts that we love so much, so close to our hearts. I'm very grateful to this marvelous Informa for bringing us out to MEGACON, and mostly grateful to you because your love for the game is what gives us the chance to go in the studio and play, and then come in here and meet you wonderful, wonderful people. So thank you so much. Thank you.
Oh, it's so great to see all three of you again. It's been a while.
Yeah.
It's been a while since we've all done the same group. So again, welcome to Orlando. Welcome back to Orlando for some of you. And I wanted to start us off with, I know some of these stories, but I would love our audience to hear it because it's sort of, I would love to hear how this journey began for each of you. Charles, we start with you and that day on the beach.
The day on the beach. There I was, the music was playing. And my pager goes off. And it's like, I'm like, oh, I think, oh, it's my buddy, we must be going to dinner. So I go off the beach, I call my friend and goes, we gotta go crash this audition. It's for this job I'm doing in Las Vegas. I said, I am a professional actor. I would never have crashed that. Where should I go? No idea why, but I got in my car, brushed the sand off, went to this audition, and I found a parking space. That was the first miracle. The second miracle was catching the guy in the doorway as he's walking out with the Sony cameraman, the cameraman behind him with the Sony Betacam thing, and I said, oh, can I read for this? And there was that moment of, he was this far from the bar, which was next door, and he goes, all right, and he's been seeing people in Chicago and Los Angeles and everywhere, and he's just like done. And I caught him, and he goes, all right, come on inside. We'll set the camera up. You're an Italian plumber from Brooklyn named Mario for this company called Nintendo. And we're gonna do a real-time animation system. It's never been done before. We have no idea if it's gonna work or not. If it doesn't work, I'm not gonna pay you to drink coffee all day. So come on in, make up a voice, make up a video, make up anything you want, I don't care. Just, keep going and don't stop till you run out of things to say. That'll be your audition. And I'm thinking to myself, Italian plumber from Brooklyn. Get out of my face, I'm working here. And then, guy like that, get out of here, I'm not busy. No, I don't want to do that because what if there are children in the audience? I don't know anything about what we're doing. But I've always had this principle of being fun. Life is fun. So I thought I'd take Grammy and take me to the show. I thought, oh, nice Italian guy, talk like a pizza. And I thought, I can do that, but I'll make him younger, and then I'll just talk about the. I know nothing about video games except wacka 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 wacka. And those, remember those games? That Asteroids was the one that I played, where you shoot and you go, and you get a little missile goes, and you can't shoot again until it goes to the end, you know. And I was never a good shot at that. And I go, and then you're pushing the button, you know, and of course I was, and the worst one was that one,
Space Invaders.
you know, where was I? Oh yes, I was on the beach, and so I, you know, then I'll just make up his voice, I'll just be fun, and I'll make up things about food. And I hear action, I go, hello, I'm Mario, let's make a pizza pie together. You go get some sausage, I get some spaghetti, you put spaghetti and sauce in the pizza, and then I change with the pizza. And if I catch the pizza, you gotta eat the pizza. I didn't hear that, so I went, then you're gonna make a pizza, and you're gonna change the pizza, and catch the pizza, and I'm gonna eat the pizza. And then we're gonna make a lasagna. And I just went through every single pasta until I was inventing them. Then we're gonna make a rasta tutto rotello. It's a great pasta. I changed with a rasta tutto rotello, and I'm like, oh, God, don't forget what that was. And I just kept going and going and going. And I was having a great time. And I am also a fundamental brat. That when he says don't stop, I'm gonna see who can last longer. And I suddenly heard, stop talking, cut. There's no more tape. Thank you, we'll be in touch. And I thought, you know, that's it, that was the door, don't let it slam in the back. So I went back and visited my friends, went to the beach, up Sunset, had dinner. He gets on the phone, he calls me and goes, I found out Mario, I got him. And that was the only tape that was sent up there. So my lesson in life is, crash as many auditions as you can. And follow directions. I have done neither since then, but that's my lesson. And for heaven's sake, have fun. Because it was just a spontaneous thing of like, I'm going to have fun. Everybody else did, you know, hey, my name's Mario, I'm a plumber from Brooklyn, and I'm going to fix your plumbing. How's that? And the second they broke character, that was their audition. And he had one thing he was looking for. Somebody who could talk all day and never shut up. Thank you. That's my short story.
A little addendum to Charles's story. He mentioned a device called a pager. Imagine a cell phone that's in permanent do not disturb mode. That just gives you a number of a missed call. Yeah, that's the concept.
You know, doctors had pagers. So I thought, well, I'm an actor. I could act like a doctor. I thought it'd be the coolest thing to be the state-of-the-art technology. So I could do what actors do and go lie on the beach, go play golf, hang out, you know, sleep all day, and then something would go beep, 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 which was too irritating. So I got that high-grade model that wasn't the size like a phone book. It was like only that big. Flipped to your thing, and it went that was in a disturb mode that only you could hear from 30 meters.
I love when there's a buzzing noise. My dear, how did you come on board to this role?
Okay, so how many of you guys are introverts? Introverts! Thank you, friends, my people! So I'm very different from Charles. Very quiet and shy, and always was when I was little. And but I love doing voices. So to myself, I would do voices. And I started in radio because I thought it was cool to have no one look at you when you're doing the voices. And that led to commercials, and then that led finally to an audition that I had no idea what it was. I just showed up. I didn't crash it because I was too shy to crash it. But I went and almost didn't go. Almost wanted to turn around because it seemed scary. And they said, "Can you do this voice?" And it was the voice of Toad. Yeah. And it wasn't until later that I realized, oh, that job, oh! So I'm so relieved, honestly, that I didn't know what it was, or I probably would have been super freaked out from the beginning and probably couldn't have done it. So, yeah, so it was just one of those things. And so that's my encouragement to introverts. it can work. Just keep making your funny voices. Yeah.
I'm an introverted extrovert. If that makes any sense. You know,
I can attest to that.
I keep to myself a lot, but if I get the chance, I'm not going to keep to myself. It's hard to explain. But my story was being at the right place at the right time. I didn't start acting until I was 40, and I began doing live theater and decided that maybe I could pursue trying to find voice work. So I took a class in Seattle and had a demo made and was just proceeding about my normal life as a propane service tech, selling propane and propane accessories all day long. Bring it, Bobby. Yeah. Ooh. Yeah. That is not even my role. But I was working and talking about these little gigs I was doing for a guy in Canada, and the customer at the house I was at asked me about, do I do voice work? And I said, I'm working on it, I'm trying. And the next thing out of her track was, do you have a demo? And I said, I do. And had I not had that demo, I probably wouldn't be sitting here, because if they ask for a demo and you don't have one, next, you know, they have nothing to bring to the studio. Well, by chance, this customer was a part-time producer at Bad Animals in Seattle, which is a recording studio. Well, they started sending me auditions, and I, you know, for other video games, things weren't actually happening, and I was like, that's fine, you know, it takes a while. And then when they recast Bowser, they sent me the Bowser audition, and I remember thinking, I don't know what to do with this until I opened all of the email, all of the attachments. I had the script from Sunshine, and I had Scott's original tracks, outtakes and all. So I assumed they wanted a voice match. So I did my best Scott Burns. I was like, Mario, how dare you disrupt my family vacation? And a couple weeks later, same thing happened to me, where it was like, I got an email that said, you got this job. And I said, wait, what job? And from then on, I was Bowser, the propane service technician. Which was a little strange, you know, because I'd be fixing somebody's gas fireplace, and I would see their Wii, and I would go, oh yeah, you guys play Wii? Yeah, I'm Bowser.
They didn't believe you, did they?
No, I mean, most of the time, no.
You are not.
I'm laying on their living room floor with my head inside their fireplace, and I'm like, oh no, I do. And then sometimes they'd be like, well, could you sign this jewel case? My kids will freak out, you know. So I would do that. But probably 10 years into my Bowserness, I was still working my regular job. So nobody knew, you know. And once people started finding out, then it changed a little bit. I mean, you know, it's not like I can't walk down the street or anything. I mean, I can even walk around here and nobody gives me a second look. You know, that's the anonymity of voice acting, unless you're, you know, 6'3" or whatever.
I thought he was 9 foot.
It's the hat. But anywho, so that was pretty much the beginning of it for me. And then after I stopped being lazy about it, I started pursuing anime. So anime is my next little adventure that's going on. So.
Yeah, you went in the trenches in that, you know. Okay.
Yeah. I moved from Washington State to the Dallas area because that's where Funimation was. So. And that kind of worked out because now they want to use people that are local. So I already moved. So I think that's it.
Right on.
Oh, thank you. Sorry, man.
I just wanted to let everybody know your origin stories. I think they're all really fun. Before I jump in there and take audience questions, I've told you this before, but on behalf of myself and this audience, I want to thank all three of you. I thank you for your talents. I thank you for your professionalism, and I thank you for the performances you brought to these roles. So many games, so many memories, and during all this time,
You have all been friends to the fans, and that means so much. Thank you. Thank you.
And now I'll invite our audience. If you want to come on up, they'll do a line right here. And I'm not Joe Donahue, you got to do a line. All right. And roll up,
I just want to say one thing. I'm also very shy.
Hi, what's your name?
Alex. Hi.
You look fabulous.
You're so cute.
Thank you, everybody that does cosplay.
Yes.
I love it. Even wearing a hat makes me so happy.
We did a little cosplay show before you arrived.
You really? You are
I'll show you the pictures.
spectacular.
Thank you so much. I appreciate that. I just wanted to ask, what is your favorite thing or the most rewarding thing about coming to conventions like this?
For me, it's hearing people say, you know, you're the voice of my childhood. I grew up with you. You know, the wonderful positive memories, and they range from this place of, you know, I played with my grandfather and my grandmother, and now I'm playing with my kids. To sometimes it's very poignant, you know. I lost my sister, and that playing these games reminds me of that joy that we had together. And you know, it's beautiful to know that you have an impact on the world, way more than you could ever imagine. We go into a little box with windows, and we sit in there doing our mania, and then it touches people's hearts somehow. A million miles away, billions of people. So, you know, and no matter what you do, even propane delivery service, you are touching people. You're making their lives better when you do it with joy, with love, with happiness, when you're seeking your moment. Not, maybe it's your moment in the sun, but you're seeking that which brings out your authentic self, even if it's far, far away from what you could possibly imagine that is. When you're looking for your happiness, your joy, you know, and that's what we do. We seek our joy. We seek to have that impact of a smile, of a laugh, of a memory. So I wish that for everybody.
I think we feel the same as Charles, and then also the cosplay. You know, like I love to see people like you dressing up. It makes me so happy in my heart. And then also to see the talent. I mean, like you guys have so much talent, vocal talent. You have creative talent. You're artists. You're people who do cosplay, and it's beautiful. Like we get inspired by you, and so thank you for letting us come and meet you.
The other thing, sure. I was just gonna go ditto. It's the same thing. It's the fan interaction. I mean, that's what it's all about. Sometimes people are shocked that I talk to them for so long because I can rattle on too. And they're like, I can't believe you talked to us for this long. And I'm like, well, why else would I be here? You know, this is for you guys. You know, so I agree with everything they both said.
Thank you. Hey, what's your name?
I'm sure all of us know of a little series called Super Smash Brothers. At this point in the series, there are so many Mario characters in the cast, and when you listen to all of them, you can recognize all of them, but there's just one that I find a little bit, that throws me off when I hear them, and I guess this might mean more to you, Kenny, considering.
Oh, I know.
Does it ever strike you as awkward when you hear Bowser in this game and he's not the Bowser you might, recognize?
I'm used to that. That producer uses animal sounds, and that's what he likes. So I don't really think about it much, you know. But I've seen some stuff on YouTube where people have overdubbed it with my stuff, and I thought it sounded pretty cool. But it's no big deal. It's just Bowser. I still got the rest of the game.
How would Bowser cry if he was crying?
Nobody made Bowser cry.
All right, you made Bowser cry. All right, question. All right. No, you're good. Really good. Hello, what's your name?
Kyle.
Hi, Kyle. What do you want to know?
Well, first of all, yeah. But I'm actually curious about with Mario Sunshine, Charles, like everyone else got to fully talk, but you were just limited to your usual woohoo. And why did you never?
Well, I got to say, welcome to the Isle Delfino. You know, I always trust the creative teams of Nintendo. They know what they're doing. If Mario started talking, oh, look at this Isle Delfino. It's going to be really interesting to be here. And then it stops the process of the game. Also, logistically, if I do that, you have to translate that into Spanish, French, Italian. You know, I have done jobs where, I will do that phonetically in 40 different languages, but it's very expensive and very time consuming. So it's a streamlined way to keep the action going and to save money millions.
Thank you.
My name is Joe. So I wanted to know, for all three of you, what is your favorite Mario Kart track?
Rainbow Road!
Rainbow Road is
Rainbow Road is my least favorite. And that's not, I'm not kidding. I've always told people, I hate Rainbow Road. So, I mean, anything other than Rainbow Road, I'm probably good with.
You don't like crashing, do you?
No, Bowser falls off the track too easy. I only drive as Bowser. Thank you.
Great silk costume.
Thank you.
Hey,
Oh, don't you look fabulous?
My name is Aiden. First of all, we're in the Waluigi representation. Second of all, what was your favorite line you said at all of your characters you voiced?
Oh, did I win?
There was an ad lib that they used in Mario Kart Wii when Bowser wins a race. It's randomized, the celebration at the end. When I was recording that, I ran out of stuff to say or make noises to for the celebrations, and just off the cuff, I went. I was out of steam, and then I didn't know it until I played it. And I won a race as Bowser, and he was going, and then he went, and my jaw just went, I was shocked. But so that's probably my favorite little bit.
I don't know, for me, it's like, it's me, Mario. Woohoo! That's such a great one, and thank you very much for playing my games, That was, for me, a big one. And you're number one.
Okay, so first of all, I'd like to acknowledge you, Charles, for your amazing performance as part of the National Diamond.
Yeah!
So, I'm asking you an interesting question, as a voice actor myself. I want to hear from Charles and all of you about the challenges of coming up with voices that are not Mario, Peach, or Bowser. Like, what are your challenges on that?
expanding the repertoire.
Yes, exactly.
A lot of people think that to be creative, you have to suffer. If you look at Rodin and Picasso, these are people who believe, like the Dark Lady of the Sonic, that the love is never attainable. It's never, and you have to suffer. I remember a guy on the radio. He was a ballet dancer, so yes, you suffer as a ballet dancer because there is no art without pain and suffering. And I don't necessarily subscribe to that. I think you can go, yippee! That's creative. So I create from love and joy and happiness with always the aim that it brings something of light to people's lives.
And I think being willing to be foolish allows you to do all kinds of sounds and motions and even brave things in life that you might not think you could do. But if you're willing to be foolish, you can win. And so I think that's how you find new voices.
And having fun.
Having fun!
That's what we do. We go in there, it's like, come into the sandbox and play back some new toys.
That's the lines I heard all day.
When I started doing anime, I've now described it as the Forrest Gump box of chocolates of voice acting, because I never know what I'm gonna get. And I go in there, and seriously, I don't know. I probably may have never even heard of the show. And I go in, and the next thing I know, I'm a giant boar, you know, or I'm Miyagi the goat, you know. So I have to come up with things on the fly. However, I do have a little bit of a hint by listening to the Japanese version. I try to at least give partial tone recognition and the attitude, but with an English script. But yeah, I mean, snorting as a giant pig guy, I was the mountain god in One Piece. You know, and it was a lot of, they were like, he's just really mad, now he's breathing hard. I go, do you want it really snorty? You know, they're like, yeah, so I'm all like,
Not a horrible way to make a living, really.
yeah, I mean, so it's just on the fly, especially with anime.
You've been asking thoughtful questions about voice acting all weekend, and I really appreciate it, and I hope I'll get to host you someday on the stage as a voice actor.
Me too. You know, remember in the end, if you're an actor, it's get yourself out of this looking at yourself and trying to get approval from the inside or the outside, or make it sound perfect, and learn how to be like the dog chasing the ball on the beach. It has not a thought in the world except getting the ball, bringing it back, getting it again, and having fun. It's that joy. Lose yourself in the joy.
Hey, what's your name?
What is it? My question is, this is funny one. Have you used your talent when you go to the food, fast food, that you use your voice and hey, I want some Big Mac or something?
Messing around with the people that drive through.
No, you just gave us a great idea.
I've never done anything like that. But sometimes my wife springs it on people. I don't normally announce myself, but my wife will be all like, we moved to Texas and he's Bowser. And I'll go, I'll just be like, really? Thank you so much.
Go ahead, do the Bowser, right? Go ahead, I'll show you, it's really him. I did it one time for a TV show that was doing an interview, and I hated it. You know, to me it's a sacred relationship between me and the player, me and the company, and I don't ever take that for granted, you know? I never. But I still love it.
Fun question, boss. Thank you. Appreciate it.
Fun.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Hey, what's your name?
Hi there, I'm Casey Churches.
Hi, Casey.
Hi. So I wanted to ask, across the various different Mario franchises, subgenres, Mario's had many different partners along the way. From Flood and Super Mario Sunshine, to Luma, Super Mario Galaxy. I want to know which partner would the three of you most prefer to take into battle?
Ooh. Well, you know, the strange thing with me is that it would just be another version of Bowser. You know, because there are a few. So if you put good old regular Bowser with Meowser, I'd be pretty happy with that, because I like Meowser a lot. It was a painful bit to do, but once it was done, I was like, I'm glad I don't have to do that again. You know, it hurt. But, so I would just pair myself with myself. The only way I could win, I think.
I like Rosalina, and yes! And then I got to meet the actress who does it, Laura Smith, and love her, and so she's my friend, and so she would be my girl. Oh, you have so many friends. Yes! Everyone's your friend.
Fair enough, guys. I just Luigi. Way to go, bro. Oh. When you go to the theme park, you go to the Universal theme park, you get to meet Mario and Luigi. I hope you have that experience. That's really fun.
Well, it is down the street.
Yeah, you're down the street too. It's gonna be right down the street. You can't miss it now. Nice to meet you guys.
Great
Thank
question, boss.
you.
Thank you.
Thanks, Casey.
Hey, what's your name?
My name is Devin.
Hi, Devin.
I just want to say, first of all, that I have grown up with all three of your voices, and that one of the best days of my life was at my first MEGACON 2017. I met Charles Martinet for the first time. Woo! I still have those 3 photos framed in my living room right now. I want to ask all three of you, what was the best day of your life?
Today.
That's a beautiful answer, today. You know, as you get older, you realize each day is precious. Every moment, you know. Learning your own mortality is the great freeing experience. Because when you realize that this is a finite chapter, you know, it's every day, and one of the comedians said something like, you know, when you realize you will smell your last flower. You'll say goodbye to your partner or goodnight for the last time. You probably don't know it, but it's going to happen. And then when you realize that makes every moment sacred, or it brings a certain level up to everything that you do, you know. And yet I live in denial all the time. So, you know, it's like, ow, how can this hurt? I'm living forever. Oh, wait, no, I'm not.
Yeah, I've had so many good days. You know, I've done a lot of cool stuff. You know, I was in submarines, and I was in bands as a singer, and I've done a lot of live theater, and I've had so many good days that it's just all the days. I couldn't put my finger on them. There's no way. So with me, I'm just glad to be alive still. You know, and I did come to the realization a couple of weeks ago that I was like, oh, I have a legacy now. So 100 years from now, somebody could Google Bowser, and I'm going to pop up, and that's going to be really bizarre. I might not see it, but that'll be really bizarre. So I feel pretty good about that. It's all like, okay, I'm not scared to die. No, it's every day.
Thank you, Devin.
Okay, real quick, we have time for one final question. So, what's your name?
Hi, my name is John.
What do you want to ask John? All three of you.
Hi, I got an interesting question. If you were to quote unquote retire, who would you trust with your remote, eh?
If we were to retire, who would we want to take our place?
Yeah, who would be your successors? If you could pick them.
You know, I just have no idea. I'd have to audition a couple thousand people and see who would. You know, the great thing about Impressionism, so you're doing a character with hair and legacy, is I can't do it now because I studied really hard because Disney was looking for a backup to Goofy, and I studied it really well. And I, and then I did that, audition. I went, wow, I was spot on. And I obviously that is never, and I didn't get the job. But I knew the producer because we'd worked on like 10 projects before. I said, you know what, why didn't I get the job? I thought I was really good. He goes, you were absolutely the best, spot on, sounded like Goofy there was. But you weren't Goofy. So you can sound like it. It's the essence of the character. Mario to me is everything that I want to be as a man. Loving, caring, respectful of everyone, positive, willing to face a challenge with positivity, and always seeking, the joy, the love, the happiness, the fun. I'm a lot more Luigi, but that's what I seek, is that. And it's that when you find the essence of the character, you find the character, not the sound.
I talk to so many people, like every single con that we do, and certainly MEGACON, I've met so many people who do beautiful voices. And honestly, it could be anyone, any one of you, like you're amazing. And I agree with, the heart is.
Yeah, my character's not got so much heart, but that's the same thing, I wouldn't have a clue. I got the job by growling, and so I'm sure somebody else could. But I did start off, a little different. Over the 18 years or so, it's morphed a bit. I went from going to yeah, I don't know how it works. It just does. But, so no, I don't have a clue.
Great question. Thank you for sending that.